So you're the president of the Rhode Island Mortgage Brokers Association.
Bankers Association.
Bankers Association.
Yep.
Bankers
We've
Association.
graduated. We were brokers back in the 1400s. We've actually got ourselves to bankers now.
Wow, congratulations.
Yes.
So does that come with any kind of like...
Actually comes with a nice little lapel pin.
Wow.
Yeah.
Really? Bottle of Advil for the headaches?
Yeah, bottle of Advil for the headaches.
Welcome into another episode of Carpooling with Ben, folks. He is the founder, the CEO, the originator. A little term there for your industry.
Cross-pollination of words. I like it.
Bring it on home. Bring it on home. Dean Harrington of Shamrock. I loved your old commercials, you know, the music, the jingle, you know, A Better Life Through a Better Mortgage, Call the Rock.
Thank you. That jingle was like my favorite song.
I loved it. It was great.
Of 2008.
It was great you had to be alive.
But unfortunately, the market took a really nasty turn after that, and there was not enough in the budget to make everybody sick and tired of that song. That song was great, though.
It was great. It was popular. It was catchy. And for those who don't know, you guys have a very specific function when it comes into people achieving the ultimate American dream.
We do. What's funny is when we've done our job the best, what we really did was keep people from being afraid from contractor keys. We like to say keep them excited from contractor keys, but really the process scares a lot of people.
Sure.
You know, borrowing, you know, upwards to $250,000 to $500,000 to have your first home or even move up home, that's scary for a lot of people.
Sure.
And the process has gotten real tough because the process used to be just get people in homes. Now we have this neat thing, Ben, put people in homes and keep them there.
Accountability.
Let's make sure we make good loans.
Sure.
So that's scary for people. You know, the process can be tough and it can be draining, and you know what? No one wants to go through something where there's a degree of, am I approved?
Sure.
Imagine that in the dating world.
Judgment.
Judgment. Imagine that in the dating world. How'd it go? Well, she approved me. So I get to the next step. Approval. How about your doctor? You know, how'd the physical go? I got approved to breathe another day.
Sure.
That's what we do for a living. So when we've done our job the best, what we've done is be able to keep the people as excited from the time they got the P&S, the purchase sales agreed upon, to when they actually get the keys. And that is our career. And it's kind of fun.
You've grown a wonderful organization. I've known a number of people that work there. You've got some really just forward-thinking leadership underneath you, and you know, really just directing you, I guess. That's really their job nowadays.
Yeah, it's keeping me in my lane.
Absolutely. Well, it's
which is a good idea with you, right?
Well, I'm good at that. I'm good. Hands on the wheel, mind on the moment.
Yeah.
But you have done such amazing things, and you know, you've worked with so many people, not just in Rhode Island and Massachusetts. You're all up and down, right? Yeah,
we're principally the New England states.
Okay.
We used to be a little more geographically diversified, but you know, after the housing crisis, we had this thought that we almost borrowed from sports, that guard the yard.
Okay.
You know, own your own backyard.
Okay.
And we kind of contracted a little bit to just make sure that we did as good a job in southern New England as we possibly could before we worried about anywhere else. And we love southern New England.
Sure.
We love Rhode Island. You know, we complain a lot in the state about things politically, about traffic, about municipalities. We love to complain about these things.
Sure.
But when you meet people that visit Rhode Island, they're like, this state's awesome.
Yeah.
You're minutes from the beach. You have great restaurants. You have professional sports teams within an easy reach for us. Not quite as easy to reach in Pawtucket anymore.
Well, yeah, you got a little bit of ride to go, but yeah.
So we love the state. We love the region, you know, getting people into homes and keeping them there in this region is a passion.
Something that you also do as far as you know, working throughout the state, you're the president of the Rhode Island Mortgage Bankers Association.
Yeah, so let's think about that for a second. Just about every industry has their own either trade association or their lobbying association or their association where they come together for the betterment of that particular industry and the people that have careers in that industry. Yeah. So Rhode Island Mortgage Bankers Association came together almost 30 years ago to work for people that are working in the mortgage banking industry, which there are quite a few.
Yeah. It's a big industry.
It is a big industry. You know, we touch about 5,900 careers in the general Rhode Island area in mortgage lending. And that counts the people that work obviously in mortgage lending institutions or work for home appraisers or title insurance companies and so forth. So there's some scope there.
Sure.
So we come together to advocate and create relevancy for our careers and for our industry. Obviously, always keeping home ownership and good home ownership forefront in our mind, but we have to have career advocacy to stay relevant and to stay on top of things. There's an organization in just about every state. There's 49 of them nationally, and we have a lot of collaboration through the National Mortgage Bankers Association. So, I've got to ride in this group with this board of directors for better than a decade, and it's my turn to kind of sit as president for a couple of years and guide the ship. And we have a working board, so we have people that are actually in the industry, that actually have real jobs in the industry, that actually function in the industry.
That's good to have some hands.
Yeah, we don't have a lot of theory guys and gals anymore. We have people that actually do the work. And
sure.
We come together for a number of events a year and for a number of different causes. We try to be good stewards of our careers here in Rhode Island. And
well, you got
I'm blessed.
Yeah,
I'm blessed to do it.
You've got two great events coming up. The first one, you guys are going to be getting together, and girls, getting together, a little bowling action over at EP Lanes.
Yeah. I
like that kind of an event because it's a little bit of an icebreaker. People get together, and you have a charity benefit. What's better than Habitat for Humanity? I mean, that's kind of the foundation of what you guys do.
If you're in our industry and not helping Habitat for Humanity, I mean, who are you helping, right? We had a long affiliation, you and I, with Cardi's Furniture, and we did 40 or 50 first-time home buying seminars in locations in Cardi's because obviously people need furniture for their houses.
It's a great little meeting spot.
Well, they need houses, so Habitat for Humanity is great for that. The great thing about a bowling event, everybody loves to have fun.
Who does
bowling? I mean, golf outings are a big event. We do a couple of those a year. We just had one yesterday down at Secana Country Club. Very small field of guys that really want to love golf. And we do a whole bunch of other things. But the bowling events, we do 2 a year, are really exciting because, again, no matter where you are in the industry, if you're in what we call the back room or you're in the front room, if you're in the sales side of it, the underwriting side of it, everybody come together and have some fun with bowling.
Sure.
And there's karaoke that usually goes on and some other stuff. So we're going to do that October 22nd. We do it here in East Providence.
Yeah.
It's $25 a bowler, or it's math is challenging in our industry, or $100 for 4.
Wow, you're good at that.
Yeah, I'm good.
You didn't even use a calculator, ladies and gentlemen. That's why he's the president.
And also, we said 25% of it. So we could make it 0.25.
I like it.
So yeah, we're doing that on October 22nd, and we hope to bang out the field and raise a lot of money for Habitat for Humanity.
And then you've got another great networking event coming up. Well, not networking, but it's your annual dinner. It's an appreciation event for those within your organization. That's going to be happening at the Crowne Plaza. Mm-hmm. So now the casual common viewer may say, well, gee, what does this apply to me? Well, if you want a great company to work for, and you want to go to these things, maybe you apply over at Shamrock.
Yeah.
You guys are always hiring.
Maybe you come through.
There you go. Or if you're watching this and you're part of the whole organization, put it in your calendars, folks. You got to show up November 14th. Is it black tie optional? I mean, technically every day is black tie optional.
I think the black tie would get cut off at the door.
All right,
and we just hang them from the ceilings. Our annual dinner is kind of cool because we try to bring a really important keynote speaker in to entertain everybody. Last year we had Barry Habib of MBS Highway, which is one of the top companies in our industry for forecasting. And Barry's really cool because he also has this brain where he created Rock of Ages.
Okay.
Which doesn't make any sense how you have both of those, but God was having a good day that day with that. This year, I'm even more excited, if I can say that, because we have Providence College basketball coach Ed Cooley.
The coach?
Yeah, the coach coming in to talk to us. And I brought Ed into Shamrock back when he first got the job.
Okay.
Because we had something in common. He was inheriting a program that was in a little bit of trouble, wasn't winning, wasn't where it should be or where any of its fan base wanted it to be. And Ed took over a collection of players that were not ready for that yet. He had to get his own and get going.
Sure.
Simultaneously, we were coming out of the housing crisis. So I said, Ed, we've got some shared pain here, brother.
Some synergy going on.
And he came in and did such a great job with speaking to my staff. And I got to share a bit of wisdom that he offered back then that still holds today. So I said to Ed, what do you do when you're building a program where you don't yet have the players you're going to need to compete for a Big East championship, which they eventually won very quickly soon after that? and you're coming into practices every day, and you know you've got to get better, and you know the players you have aren't necessarily going to be the answer, and it's going to be a tough year. What do you do? And he said, well, you have one job when you come into a setting like that: pick up a teammate.
Okay.
You have one job. When you're in a bad market or a healing market or a recovering market like we were in housing, and things are tough every day, what do? You pick up a teammate. So we pass that message along to our staff at Shamrock, that your job every day when you come to work today, when maybe the market isn't where we need it to be, maybe volume isn't where it needs to be, maybe growth isn't where it needs to be, and this was 2011, 2012, somewhere in that range, probably 2010 even, and of course all the way back to 2008 with the housing crisis.
Yep.
You pick up a teammate. How do you pick up a teammate? Well, obviously you've got to invest in them emotionally, mentally, help them get better at their job. When you do that, you create a whole bunch of leaders, because leadership is, after all, just making people better at things.
Sure.
So Ed taught us that.
That's great.
And he put it in a story that I can tell, many years later, in multiple NCAA tournament berths in a row for Ed. So he'll be with us that night, and he is a great public speaker.
Yeah. I've seen him, speak just at different events, and just nothing really as formal as this, but he knows how to communicate. Obviously, he's done a great job with the team over the past years, working with the students and getting those guys all in line, and just being involved in general in the community. I mean, his heart is truly into that program, into the city, into the state. So that's just awesome. So that's going to be on November 14th, Crowne Plaza. Again, if you're in the industry, make sure you've got your tickets secured, you're ready to go. And then before that, October 22nd, the bowling event. I'm sure you'll be there. Now, when you bowl, do you have your own ball and shoes, or are you a rental guy?
Here's my theory.
Yeah.
If we're playing with small ball,
yeah,
I bring a big ball.
Okay, all right. That's a way to go. And if it's big ball, what do? Just roll down like an M80 or something to stick a dynamite? Boom! I knocked all the pins down.
I don't go.
Okay.
I don't go. So, I'm the 15-time reigning champ in duck pin.
Okay.
Now, I'll play candle pin with a duck pin.
Okay.
Ball.
Yeah.
That's how you roll.
All right.
That's how you roll.
That's
so
sound advice.
I'll
right
be there.
there.
Shamrock, we have a couple of teams. It's a lot of fun. We get some gaudy shirts together. We all have fun. There's karaoke usually in the event. There might be some food and drinks going on.
All right.
At the same time, we raise some money, and we have a good time. The nice thing is you're not out of there at 11 o'clock at night, and it's not like a golf outing where you might be there for 8 or 9 hours, 10 hours, which are great.
Sure. Yeah.
But it's a nice way to raise some money in a fairly quick time frame. Meet some good people, see the people that are in the industry, talk to people that are going through the same things you're going through work-wise.
Sure.
It's a blast.
If people are considering making a career move, or have been thinking about, looking at different options out there, you guys have a wonderful program over there at Shamrock, but you don't just hire anybody. You have a very strict vetting process.
We do, but here's the interesting thing. Our industry has not done a good job of raising up new people into our industry. Okay. Again, that housing crisis hurt in a lot of different ways. If you went through the housing crisis, and we lost roughly close to 60% of our workforce in this industry during that process.
That's big.
How do you get them back? Well, you couldn't get them back in those years right afterwards, because can you imagine talking to a young college kid about going into the mortgage industry when his father or mother may have just got foreclosed on?
Right.
I mean, the industry was toxic. We've started to hire outside the industry and getting new blood in, and a lot of companies in RIMBA have done a great job with that. And the lifeblood of our industry cannot be guys that look like me, age-wise. And the average age.
You look 23.
Yeah, I look 23. I act 23. The average age of people in our industry is 55 years old.
Wow.
That can't stay forever.
Sure.
So we need young blood, and we need to bring them in. And fortunately, we've started to build the tools to do that. And it's a fun and dynamic industry. And so if someone's interested, getting to these events is a nice way to meet some people that have gone through that process and get to see the quality and the talent that's in our industry.
Yeah.
We are heavily regulated, very high demand with our government interaction and our oversight, that when this runs well, we have talented people, Ben, in this industry. We really do. We have some incredible people. And if you're jumping into a career and you haven't tried mortgage lending, it can be a great career.
Sure. Well, that's awesome. And of course, just a side note to all those in the industry, you still guys do that whole closing gift thing, right?
Yeah, of course.
you know, a gift card from Cardi's always goes well. If I could just suggest that, you know, it's
perfect.
It's a wonderful gift. It's perfect, and one size fits all, and there are many different sizes.
It's perfect. I may have said this story with you before, but it kind of bears repeating. When I got started in the industry, I started in consumer finance, which is the broader spectrum of mortgage lending, and we had to do sales contract financing, and so that means you had to go out to retailers that were financing whatever it was. It could be stereo equipment, it could be bedding, it could be furniture, it could be any number of things that were being small appliances, large appliances.
Sure.
And my very first account at 22 years old was to call on Cardi's Furniture.
There you go.
In Cranston. And
they haven't aged a day since.
They haven't aged a day since. And I called on a lot of retailers back then.
Yeah.
And I still tell the same story. Those were the most gracious, trustworthy, honorable people that I dealt with.
The hard workers, they're a lot like you guys over there at Shamrock, hardworking, get the job done and take care of the customer, and that's, you know, it's all about the confidence.
Yeah, and love
really,
this area.
Yeah, no,
love this area, love Southern New England, love Rhode Island, and enjoy being part of the community on every level.
Yeah, it's awesome stuff. So, folks, learn more about Shamrock. Head over to their website. Learn more about Dean. You can follow him. He's on Facebook, on LinkedIn. Are you doing the Twitter thing still?
I do the Twitter stuff a little bit.
Twitter? Are you on the gram? Are you an Instagrammer?
A little bit.
Okay.
Just to keep up with my kids. Just to keep up with my kids.
Just to follow that.
Yeah.
And well, you can follow the Patriots too. I mean, I've heard.
Yeah.
You're quite the fan.
Yeah. It's yes, I am quite the fan. Quite the fan.
Dean Harrington, sir, thanks for joining me in the car. Always great to have you here.
It's a blessing to be with you. It really is. I love your passion. I love everything you bring to the game.
I could not say the same thing better about you. I mean, it's really, you know, it's great to have local leadership in Southern New England doing great things, and literally not just talking the talk, actually out there walking the walk. That's what you guys do.
You're the man, bro.